to the Round Table, episode 6. I was out sick last week. I'm so glad to be back with you guys and be back with the panel. We have some good topics tonight, and then we're just going to, kind of go with the flow. If you guys want to tap in, I'll put the link probably about an hour into the show. So hang tight. Let me welcome everybody in. Hello, sis. How are you, Denise?
Hi. Good. How are you?
I'm good. Running around. You guys hit the like on the way in. If you guys can please do that for us.
Oh, funny. We're wearing the same color shirt.
I know. I thought that too. I'm like, hey, we're matching. All right. And we got Tattoo Rabbit in the house. How are you?
Good. How about you? How you doing, Jen? And how about yourself? Denise, how you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm fine, yeah. A little tired and stuff, but I'm good. I'm good.
Nice.
That's good.
I like your thumbnail picture. I mean, your picture house.
What picture?
With those 501s all the way up to your chest.
I know. Watch out.
Damn, who's that?
Right? Rich, how are you? Yeah, that's a good picture.
Yeah, it is. Good picture.
Oh my
Hi,
God.
chat. Hi, everybody in the chat.
Hey, Rich. And
Nice and warm. How about over there?
it's nice here. It's actually warm today. Grind and Pivot salute. That's right. Thank you. All the way from New York, you guys. Big Louie
nice.
right there.
Wow.
Machete, how are you? Check out his channel, by the way. Like music, all kinds of stuff, interviews. You guys should check out Grind and Pivot for sure. That's the homie.
Nice.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. And E Vision TV, that he has a channel as well. So we were out last week because I was sick. I'm feeling better, but still a little bit sick. This one's hanging on, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But today I do feel a lot better than I was.
Well, thank you, God. Amen. That's good.
I thought I was telling Denise the other day, because I couldn't taste or smell anything. I was like, oh no. So I took 2 tests and they were negative. So I don't know.
I think they say to take that test is like on the 4th day, and it'll be correct from what I was hearing, but that's a blessing. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
Yeah.
Right.
That is good, man. But this sickness does last. It lingers an extra week, because I had it for 3 weeks, and I was like, man, shake it.
I remember that you were sick for a while.
Yeah, it was bad.
Crazy. So what did you do last weekend? Right? Anything?
I was looking at him do this. What happened?
What did you do for Easter?
Oh man, so Easter was good. I had my mom over again. She wanted to do the park, but we're having a big old family reunion May 6th.
Really?
And I was like, man, Mom, like nobody's around right now. All the kids, and check this out. Not to go off, but all the kids like that should be doing it now, and me just going and going, taking myself and just going. Like they should be planning it out, right? It's that generation, like your daughters, like, you guys plan it out and I'll show up and I'll be there.
Right.
I have so much family, so many nieces and nephews that are in their 30s, like, we're talking like 35, 36, that can do that. And my mom tells me, and I'm like, man, I'm tired of doing that.
Or they don't want to take it on, or what?
Well, no, it doesn't. They don't want to pick it up, and it's like, why? Why? I don't get it. We taught them all this. It went through my mom, and then through me, and now it's time for them. Even if my daughters did it, but my daughters did plan something. I forgot what it was, but they had planned something. I think it was Mother's Day last year. And it went well and stuff, but they were like, somebody else needs to do it. Like, don't depend on the same people.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets kind of like, it's sad, it's like, well, I can just do it. I'll do it. But even though I told my mom, let's go to the park. She was like, it's going to be, wet. And I said, yeah, you're right. Because it rained so much. I said, let's just go to my house, come over here and we'll just have dinner and barbecue, whatever, and everybody's welcome. I open the door to everybody, like my house at Easter,
Yeah.
What, Denise, the next generation is changing. I noticed on our part, they're not doing the old reunions like we used to do. Our generation used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the reunion thing is like it's going good. I can't see the chat, by the way, guys.
Okay.
The reunions are going good. It's planned by two of my cousins that are older than me, and then two of my one of my nieces, and then a cousin that's younger than me. So that's going good. But yeah, Easter was good. I told them 2:00 and they got here at 6. So it's good. It was kind of like
sounds like my family, yeah.
But
Mexican time,
right?
Put on a funny movie. It's called Date Movie. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
Date movie.
Yeah, watch it. It's funny. So I put that on for my mom, and she was laughing and she was rolling.
I gotta watch that Date movie, right?
You gotta watch it. It's comedy.
Okay. Oh, I like that then. I love comedy.
Yeah. So how are you guys?
Comedy movies is good for you, makes you laugh.
It's good to laugh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was fun, especially here at just
Victor Garcia says Cubo House. It's Victor from the Nasty Crew.
Cubo Victor, how you doing? Saludos to all the people in the chat. Nate, Love, Rich.
Already Marina. Look.
Sorry, guys.
Here's the box right here. We bumped it and watched TV all Sunday long.
Yeah.
The Solo Trucker. That sounds good. Just kick back, right?
Yep. Yeah. Shit, I bought $50 of carne asada and $50 of chicken, and it went
fast.
That's what but I still had leftovers.
Oh.
There you go.
I didn't have.
You didn't have none, yeah.
None. I was like, because I had saved some for my daughter that was at work, and she got off at 7 and stuff. So her and her at 8, and it was good. It was good because you don't want to not have enough to where people are like kind of going, should I get this?
Right, like trying to go easy on it. Yeah, you want everyone to be happy and full. Yeah. What about you, House? What'd you do for Easter?
Started off going to church. After church, they had a little Easter egg hunt there for the kids and stuff like that. Then we came home. I worked, did a tattoo a little bit and a little small one. And then about 4:00, started cooking. My brothers, sisters came over, some friends, and we chilled and had a barbecue. Not a barbecue, but a grill. Yeah. And played some cards.
Nice.
I didn't win, but we had fun. I was stuffed, man. I was like in food coma. I was like,
right.
No, I enjoyed the day, man. I enjoyed it. It was great.
Yeah, that's right. That's such a blessing. You guys tell us how you spent your Easter in the chat. I went to church, kind of had a change of plans, like at the last minute. I had been going to this one church. It's like way out there. Anybody that's from my area knows this is like Old Stage Road. They find all kinds of crazy activities out there because it's in the boonies, So it's normally not that great of a spot to go cruising at, but I didn't go there to go cruising. I went to a church out there, and I've been going a couple times, and I like it. But this Sunday, my mom was going to her church. She found like this little church she likes, and she thinks she's going to be part of it. But my stepdad, he didn't feel good, so he didn't go with her. So I was like, we got to go with her. I don't want her to be there alone. We need to go together. Yeah. So I took Ruby, and it was good. It was very small, but you know what? It's kind of nice because it's very personal. Like everybody knew each other's name. Everybody was familiar with each other. Very friendly. And it was funny, like right when we pulled up, there was a beautiful peacock walking around the parking lot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, I should have taken a picture. But it was funny because, well, probably not funny to the guy who had the truck, but the peacock was seeing his reflection in this nice truck that was there, right? And he was attacking the truck.
Oh, no.
I know. So the alarm kept going off while the church service was going on, and they were having to go out there. So after the service, we went out there for the little egg hunt. There was only 3 kids, including Ruby, but hey, it was something.
Yeah.
And the guy saw his truck, his door, and I was like, oh man, I knew it was going to leave some marks.
Right.
He was checking it out. You could tell he was not happy. Yeah.
Scratched it up?
Yeah, it scratched it up. I always remember on that one road because I used to live out there when my daughter Raylyn, when she was a baby. I used to live there, and there was peacocks on that road. For somebody out there must own them. And I don't know if you guys have ever like been somewhere where they're at, but they sound like a woman screaming help. Like they sound, it's crazy. So at nighttime, they would always freak me out. I would be like, oh, somebody's screaming for help. But
oh shoot,
the peacocks, yeah.
My neighbor used to own one of those, and you're right, Jen. They do scream like that.
damn.
You know?
It's weird, right?
They're beautiful.
Yeah,
I love
only
them.
the males. The males are beautiful. The female ones are just like plain. They don't have the feathers like that.
Yeah, that's a trip, huh? How nature works, huh?
I know. We got to buy the eyelashes and everything, and the men are not with it all.
My sister, the one that passed away, you guys, had a peacock tattoo on her
Oh,
side.
really?
Went all the way down. It was bad. I never saw.
Peace to your sister.
Yes.
Oh, Nick.
That's up, Nick. And by the way, I hope you don't mind, House, but I would like to, if we could all wish House's beautiful mother a happy heavenly birthday today.
Thank you.
We want to shout her out, happy heavenly birthday.
Good, man.
That's right.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got to recognize that, right?
Huh?
You got to recognize those days. That's right.
You know, I've been it's kind of a trip because I've been thinking of her. Like last night I couldn't sleep. I was like, tossing it because her birthday. Let me get this out of my mouth. She celebrates her birthday 2 times, the 11th and the 12th, because of the time she was born. So Beatriz is on the 11th, and when she was coming out after 12 o'clock, it was Carolina.
Oh wow.
I like that.
You got 2 birthdays, but her original birthday is today, man. Beautiful woman. Yeah, good heart, man. Good woman, man. Good
Right.
woman.
I saw that picture. I was like, wow, she's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. I like the way celebrating the birthday on 2 days. That's good.
Yeah, that's
good.
cool.
So we'll get into some topics, and we'll just start off with, this is a trending topic. It kind of like tripped me out. I really didn't want to touch on it, but I feel like we kind of have to just because it's trending and going around and people are talking about it, right? And that is the video that came out of the Dalai Lama. Hold on. And
Hey, man. That was a trip.
I know it. Like I don't know how to say it, but there's
Even
like,
though I told you I didn't see any footage of that.
Mhm.
As I said, I don't think he knew that he had camera on him, but
Good
he
point.
knew. He was very aware of that.
Yeah.
I just seen a little bit of that, but can I say it?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah.
Suck his tongue. Did he say that?
Yeah. So I want to tell you, yeah, we'll just say it. So, I even looked it up. I'm like, what is the Dalai Lama? Like, I didn't really know. But so he's the 14th Dalai Lama, and it's a Tibetan spiritual leader. And
from Asia, right?
He's from Tibet. Yeah, it's somewhere in Asia.
Oh, Tibet. Okay.
Yeah. But he's 87 years old. And he was born in China, but he's located now, in Tibet. So this video actually, that incident was in February. But you know how things are, like once it starts circulating, people pick up on it, see it, it goes viral, and then it's like everywhere.
Yeah.
So he barely issued an apology, but I was thinking, how can you apologize? Here's what happened. If you guys didn't see it, it's wrong, gross, awful, but he's sitting up on the stage. He's like, I guess the only way you could put it's like a meet and greet kind of for his followers. He's up there, and a little boy, I think a 9-year-old, stood up in the audience and he asked, "Can I give you a hug?" And he tells him yes. The little boy goes up there, and everybody's smiling and happy at that point. And the little boy hugs him, and then the Dalai Lama guy says, "Okay, kiss me on the cheek now." And then he goes, "Okay, now." And then he kisses him on the mouth, like pecks him on the mouth. And even that, I was like, "Whoa, what?" And then after that, it was like, after that, I feel like there was a weird moment, and he's just like holding on to the boy and just staring at him into his eyes, right? And something in me, before I even knew what was going to go down, I was like, this is weird. Like, he's gazing at him, and it was weird. And then he grabs his chin, like, how an adult would touch another, like how a man would touch a woman.
Yeah.
And that's when he kissed him on the mouth. And then he tells the boy, "Okay, this is gross, you guys. Now suck my tongue." And the Dalai Lama guy sticks his tongue out. And they're like, I think the boy was very confused. He got closer, like he pulled him in. But obviously the little boy didn't do it, thank God. But it was just awkward. It was
what alone to tell a kid like that and stuff is crazy. I mean, especially in his status, I don't know. The Dalai Lama was like peace and I don't know about love and all this other stuff, but not that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like taking it overboard. But then again, he's 87. Is his mind all there?
Right. I was going to say that. Not to put down old people or anything like that, but you see it more. You see more things like that with older men that don't realize, what they're saying. I've had a lot of older uncles that were just like turned to be weirdos. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a weird one, man. Knowing or not knowing there's cameras all over, or they're not going to read his lips or whatever. But
so does he, Joe Biden? That's a joke, okay?
You know what? Like, I thought kind of this, like, damn. Yeah. I'm still getting old enough where they're doing stuff like sniffing your hair, and I don't know. Someone needs to pull them aside and be like, "Okay, homeboy, it's time to retire." There's something that happens to all elderly people, but that's
can I say
some people. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. There's some people out there that really have a lot of love in their heart and really give that love to people, to whether they be kids or not. I know, because I love kids. You know what I'm saying? I want them to do the best. I'll hug a kid. I'll tell them, come here, Mule, whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's certain things that they do things too far, like what I've been hearing, what Joe Biden was doing the hair thing or whatever.
He said about the Easter egg. I'm like, wait, what?
Overboard, but you have to give kids love. You have to show them love. All my grandkids, man, I show them love, and I'm afraid to say I love you, and they say I love you, Grandpa,
Yeah. No, I had some uncles that were like older, because we used to go to my mom's uncle's house where they play cards, sit around, gamble, whatnot.
Right.
And I had some older uncles that would be like, "Give me a kiss." I'm like 7 years old, going, "I ain't kissing your lips."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, every family's different, but that's not even something I do with my own kids.
No.
I've never done that.
Yeah. I mean,
that would blow my mind to see a stranger up on a stage telling my kid, "Give me a kiss,"
Yeah.
And that's something that we knew.
Yeah. Even though they were my mom's uncles, there was some uncles that were cool. Like we knew we could probably kiss them on the cheek, or, not just a side hug or whatever, because mom taught us that, like, because we're girls, side hug was a thing to do,
That's how it was for me too. That's how.
And but we knew who to give kiss on cheek to, but you're not gonna, fake us out kiss and like turn your head. That happened too, and it was like, wait, what? What are you doing, man? Like, Mm-mm.
That's such an awkward thing for a kid. Like, I've been in that situation too, and it's
Yeah.
like, how do you handle that? You know, you're embarrassed, you're humiliated. You know it feels wrong, but like,
Yeah.
it's your elder too, so you don't know how to gauge the situation.
Right.
That's why I felt like, and here's what the point I wanted to make. I think it was because it was in that context of a religious ceremony or situation. Nobody stood up and said anything. Like, no adult, his parents were there, I guess. I had heard, so I would have thought they would be like, hey, like, pull your kid back, or that's enough. I don't know. I just feel like the adults there should have put us, even his handlers, like, there were some of his monks behind him, you know, making sure he was safe and had what he needed. If they saw that going down, I feel like somebody should have, you know, maybe pulled him aside and just put a stop to it. But I don't know. Maybe they didn't see that coming.
Words alone would stop right there. You know,
Yeah.
that right there is no good. Look at what Cholo, boxer Miguel Cotto, be kissing his son on the mouth.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not
we don't. No, we don't do all that. No way. I even remember my dad was shameless though.
Yeah.
At a funeral, right? One of my uncles, he's still alive, so I won't say his name. He was like, "Oh, you know, come here, give me a hug," you know. And I was an adult already, but you know, what my dad said went, and we all still respected that. And then he asked my dad. He goes, "Can I give my niece a hug?" My dad goes, "No, you can't." Just straight face. He never like flinched. And he was like, "Oh, okay."
You know,
He knew what it was, you know?
Yeah. Speak on this as like family members in my family and stuff like that. Like, I give my nieces hugs, hi Mia, you know, and this and that, you know, and I love you and this and that. But, you got to know the person and know what they're about. You know what I'm saying? You know, because there's people in the family that are not good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, but because I never, like my family growing up, we never had that love. We never, you know, we never said, I love you or this and that, right? But I said to them, I'm not going to be like that with my kids. I'm going to tell them I love them all the time, you know? When my twins were born, I was getting up in the middle of the night and feeding them. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing as a dad. Then I'll go to work, you know? But they weren't on the same time schedule because I know what I have to do because I love my boys, you know? I love my
Yeah.
So it's just something that, you know, it depends on the individual, and as a family member, you know what's cracking, you know.
Exactly. And that's what it was. You know, my dad would have been like that over just a regular person. There's something about that particular uncle. He was like, nah.
Yeah.
You know, not him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, you gotta be trucha, as they say, because not everybody knows about that uncle until you deal with it yourself. And then you're like, hey, you know, I tell my girls like, you know, but he's gone, but you know, you tell them, hey, you know, watch out for so and so. I told my sisters, like, watch out for so and so because he's a freaking weirdo, like for reals.
Right.
I was well developed as a teen.
And that's hard, especially when you develop early, huh? It's like, man, it is hard. Look, let me read this real quick. We had an uncle through marriage and family who would always cop a feel, on the ladies when hugging them. And the ladies would be like, oh no, watch out for Uncle.
I cheat.
Yeah. I thought he was old too. Yeah. See, Machete, it's like I didn't hear a lot of families have that. And you've got to be, I don't know, there's some aunts too that will be forceful with the boys, like, oh, come here, give me a kiss, you know. I feel like you got to, even that, I don't know. Yeah, I'm overly cautious maybe, but
I have only one aunt that would hug me and come up to me like that, but I had a lot of respect for her because she was real caring and in a way to, you know, she loved her nephews and nieces, nice.
Yeah.
She was the smartest, you know, but she was the only one I let call. She's the only one by my name.
Really?
Used to go, Georgie.
Oh.
George. And she was the only one, not the other ones. Get away.
Yeah. So that's special to you, of course. Yeah.
She was cool. I mean, you know, they were gangsters, you know.
Mhm.
She was, you know, in the family, you know,
Right.
and much love. She was from CR, Cataranas, you
Mhm.
know.
Hmm.
Much love to her, man. She rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much love to her. R.I.P. Yeah, it's important to have those good relationships
Yeah.
with our aunts and uncles. I mean, God willing, if you have them.
Yeah.
I don't have much on my, you know, I just have one aunt on my
Okay.
mom's side, and then my dad's side, you know, they really don't talk to me, so it is what it is. Yeah.
And it's funny because we have like, I have a lot of nieces and nephews, you know, that respect. They,
Mhm.
they respect me, and it's funny because they're kind of like, I'm the Tia that they're afraid of. Like,
Mhm.
hide all the stuff when she comes and this and that. And I'm like, you
Yeah.
guys, like, it makes me feel bad, but at the same time, I dig that respect, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Watch out. She carries a gun. She packs.
Right?
But I had went to my sister's house to see, you know, her new place, and I was blown back at the respect that the kids had for me to each come up. There's like 6 of them, you know,
Mhm.
each come up at different times, knowing that I was there, and said hi, yeah, you know, hi Nina, and hugged me, and I was like, give them a little, you know, one of these, and but you know, it was cool. I was like, man, that's cool. I really like that, you know.
Yeah, I love that. It does
Yeah.
mean a lot. This is a good question right here, you guys. Fellow trucker, does culture play in a factor in any of this? We're judging in like through our Western ways, and that's true. There's a lot of cultures like the Italians, right? They kiss each other on both cheeks, or French people. There's lots of different cultures that greet each other or show love differently.
Yeah.
And that's even something that people were saying in the comments of a video I watched about this.
Mhm.
The only thing they were saying in Tibet, it's like a sign of respect or something when somebody's coming into the village, they stick their tongues out. And I was like, what? That sounds crazy. But they showed a video of like people in a village, like literally doing that, like full on sticking their tongues out when somebody new was coming. But then that person to suck their tongue.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Jen. I just the other day in the Pope, you know how he washes the feet just like Jesus did?
Mhm.
How do you guys feel about that?
I've washed feet before.
No, I've done that too. I've done that for my sons.
Yeah.
You know,
I
but
mean, that's something, right?
kiss the foot. You know, how do you feel?
Saw that, yeah. I think, I mean, that is like the ultimate sign of like, it's a love, compassion, respect. It's, I think of, you know, I want to be careful. Like, I don't want to offend anyone. I'm not, I don't consider myself non-dominational. I'm a Christian, so I don't want to offend anyone that is Catholic or whatever. But I'm just going to say, I think that's kind of, it's like a ceremonial type thing, it looks like, right?
Yeah.
I have also, but not like in a non-ceremonial type of way. Like that's something I would do for my pops when he would get off work, like take his boots off, wash his, you know, massage his feet from when I was a little kid, you know, or do that for my kids even, you know, just, it is a way to like express your love. And you're right. That's something that Jesus did back in the day. I mean, can you imagine? He washed the feet of Judas right before, and he knew he was about to be turned on. He already knew Judas had turned on him. Can you imagine that? And he washed his feet knowing that. But I'm not sure what to think of it. I guess I don't know enough about the culture in the Catholic Church to really say too much on it.
Yeah,
You know,
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Parker did make a good point there because in different, either Europe or whatever, how they do that, Italy and other things, they have a different way of showing affection, you know. the words that came out of the mouth doesn't sound right. Those
Yeah.
that doesn't
Yeah.
foul to me, you know.
Yeah, and you know how you can like, I don't want to say like, I'm not psychic or anything, but you can watch something and kind of gauge the energy or the something. It was
Yeah,
just
the body.
something about the way he was gazing at that little boy that bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody's got them, right? So
I only seen the still photo picture of it, and when it was on my phone, it popped up on my phone when I was scrolling through. So I seen that.
To see the video in its full context, you would see what I mean.
Yeah, I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I'm sure they probably tried to wipe it from.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people say like if you want to see something, it's most likely on Twitter. But I don't really go on that too much. But they say you can find a lot of stuff on there that they won't show like on IG or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not I don't got no Twitter or nothing. TikTok, I got one, but I don't even really use it at all.
Yeah, same here.
I don't even know how to put it that way.
I want to send my condolences to Sinaloa. You guys, his grandpa passed away during the week.
Oh, Sinaloa, yes, prayers.
Go out and see them.
Wow.
Y'all. You know, when my mom passed away, she was 103, so she lived a good life. Did I still miss her? Yeah.
Yeah, my nana too. Our nana. Yeah, lived a good life. 94, and told us all these stories and had good memories.
Yeah.
I think that's great. That
Definitely, yeah. We'll be praying for you, Sinaloa. The Salinas report, there's our hermano right there. Salute to everyone. Here to show my support, hermana. I appreciate you. It's good to see you. You guys got to check out the
Mikey, how you doing, brother? Saludos.
Here's
Nick.
Salas.
Yes.
Nesta. Hey.
How?
Sea-Dog. Oh, man, I haven't seen Sea-Dog in forever.
I know, Sea-Dog. I was just thinking that earlier. I was like, we got to hit Sea-Dog up.
He needs to jump on, man. He needs to tell us how it's going.
Sea-Dog's been in action. Get on, Sea-Dog.
Right. If you're down to get on, Sea-Dog, it's open. Share the link.
Yeah, I've been loving this weather.
You guys ever think like, man, that happened? What else is gonna, like, what's next? Like, do you guys ever think that? Like, something is always next that we're gonna.
I mean, I'm afraid. I mean, I don't even want to think it, but
I don't either. But
God
you know
bless.
what you do is you basically watch around your circle. You know what I'm saying? And you take care of those around your circle.
Yeah.
It's how you do it. You protect them, and that's it. That's how
I think just for the United States people, like what next? Like,
I feel like we're all in a constant state of what's next.
Yeah, because we've seen so much happen lately. The past 10 years, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I feel that, but also it's like, I don't want to live like that either,
I know. I try not to, but it's just a thought, and
it's valid.
God says, do not. Well, this is what God says, because it's going around. Do not even, when war breaks out, do not fear. Don't have no fear. But the thing is, what I was thinking about today. All the stuff that's going around about war and this and that is. Hope if they ever did get into the draft and things went the opposite direction, I hope they get the people from on top also, all the good from the top, not just the Hispanics or the Black, the African Americans or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I hope the higher people, up there, that their kids involved in this too, if it does, because war's not great. War's not good for anything, but it happens, and we know that we really don't have no control over it. I feel,
No, yeah. And it's just a thought. It's not. I'm not fearful. I think that we know as Christians that we have the Lord's words to
give you strength,
to bring up and to live to live on in these days that we're gonna, that we're gonna come to, or not, but That's going to make us strong. It's just
Mhm.
the words to live by, you know?
Right. Yeah. And that's, hopefully we come across people that, could use that encouragement and love, and we can just share that.
That's right.
Sure. It's a trip. I feel like here, I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like in the United States, anyways, right now, here he is. Saludos, Jen, Denise, House of Tattoos, and Gente. Buenas tardes. Yes, we are praying for you, Sinaloa, too. Most definitely. I feel like in the US right now, there's a big move of like the Holy Spirit or Jesus. There's like, I don't know, do you guys see that? There's movies that are like in theaters. There's people are really openly speaking about, the end days, things like that, revelations.
Yeah.
But I figured, I just assumed, right? It was everywhere this was happening. And I talked to I've told a lot of you, I think some of you will remember, I have a half sister, that lives in Germany. She's German. My dad, like 10 or 12 years before I was born. And I mentioned that to her because we talked this last week, and she was surprised. Normally, like it's kind of cool to see, like compare what's going on there and here, and see what's up in the world. And normally it's pretty similar what's going on, but she's like, oh, that's definitely not going on here. She said, there's a matter of fact, a lot of people are turning away from the church here. She said, I see a lot of people, there's a lot of, she said, Catholic churches there, and a lot of people are turning away from the church due to like the abuse allegations.
Yeah.
So that kind of surprised me. I just had assumed, my ignorance, I guess, that it was kind of all over the world.
Yeah. Remember that we've had that happen years ago where that in the church, in the Catholic Church. But I think that we over here in the US have to look out for false prophets and stuff like that, like we really fall. Well, I'm not going to say we, because I'm not part of that, but I'm thinking about people that will quick to take that guy's word for whatever he's saying,
Yeah.
And you can't. You have to look it up. You have to look it up. And I'm not saying Google it. I'm saying look it up where it's really in the Bible, where it's
the word. Yeah.
It's the word. Yeah.
You know what it says in the Bible, like, because I hear this from a lot of people are like, I agree with you, saying it's the end times, right? But in reality, nobody knows when the time is, not even Jesus.
Yeah.
You don't. And if you read in there, but read, no?
Sign of wonders.
Nobody really knows.
No.
And so I look at it like that aspect, because all this stuff that's happening, war's been going many years. World War I, II, Vietnam War, Korean War, and all that stuff, and all this bad stuff has been going on for centuries, but nobody really knows. They could give you their opinion and go out.
Let me tell you this. We never saw transgender, we never seen that past 10 years, right? Or even 20 years ago.
Right.
All these diseases that are coming out, we've never had that. We've had chickenpox and stuff like that, but what about like these new, there's like two new ones that are just popped up in the past 10 years. On the C and the there's another one that's a infection inside the body that the pills can't fight the infection, whatever, that one. And then all these new there's like 3 new drugs, fentanyl, there's 2 more that I'm sorry, I don't know the name of them off top. And then how many death that we're seeing. There's just that, all that house is like stuff we've never seen in the past 20 years. So I'm just saying, like, yeah, when I was 6, 5, the Lord was coming. He was coming, but here we are, 40 some years later. And yeah, he's coming like a thief in the night, blink of an eye, whatever. But we're still here. Like, there's a lot of new things that are happening, and
Yeah.
it's more evident, that
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
Really coming.
You know what? When I went to church and the pastor was making a speech talking about it, is like, just know that when the time comes that you know that you're going to be okay and that you will go to heaven. You know what I'm saying? That because some family members aren't going to make it, and that's plain truth, to put it bluntly. So just be accountable for your actions,
Right.
and that's how I am. Am I perfect? No. I still get the little angry things of this and that, but
That's flesh. No matter.
no. Or do I know God now? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That's okay, because we could strive to be like him. We're not going to be like him. We have the flesh, yes, and we have to have that quickness to ask for forgiveness. And I teach my family, my home, like that's who I want to go with me to heaven, and my mom, and of course my family. But it's up to them. Like, I can't twist their arm to do right.
See, yeah, absolutely right.
And it hurts my heart, because I'm like, dang, man. And not to be judgmental, but we know a druggie's not going to get to heaven. We know a drunk is not going to enter like, that's just the word. I mean, that's just the word. And it sucks, because, there's a lot of family members that I don't go to grave sites. I know they're not there. I don't do that stuff. I don't. I used to, but I don't. I haven't in probably 20 some years. I haven't done that. But
the grave site?
Yeah, I'm not speaking for anybody but myself.
Yeah.
And you see your family members going and pouring that. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I get it.
That just hurts my heart. It doesn't make me say to them anything. Like, I would, but I'm not that blunt.
Yeah, for sure. Gilu, thank you. Great show topics tonight. I send my love and respect, Jen, Denise, Big House, and salute to everyone in the chat. Shout out to Gilu. You guys have to check his channel out. I know you probably already know about Gilu, but if you don't, check it out.
Now you know, man.
He's a bad one right there.
Yeah, you know what's part of the message I had listened to in church, right? It's interesting you bring that up, Denise. All the signs that are happening, people are like, okay, the Bible said this is going to happen. That's going to happen. Wars, earthquakes, weather, Euphrates River drying up,
right.
But even in the Bible, back in the day when John the Baptist was locked up, when he was in prison, he had sent word out. I always try to make it, when I'm talking to my kids or something, I try to make it like use the story, but make it sound like how we are now, so they can comprehend it. I'm trying to comprehend it still, because some of the scriptures are hard.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So he had his boy, like, he'd go out and reach out to Jesus and be like, are you the Messiah we've been waiting for all this time? And finally he got word back, yes. But I was like, that's pretty cool to hear that. Even back then, they were like, we've been waiting for you. Yeah.
And it's true that the church ain't even gonna want to speak on it. They don't want to scare people, and it's like, the true churches, you're gonna hear about it, but that was even said back in the day.
I'm just trying to reach out in love and whatever I do, and not that I'm perfect. I make mistakes every day. I get angry. I have to repent. Of course.
You know what? There's not one righteous man or woman that walks this earth. And they say that they're lying,
Yeah. That's why that's why we know what flesh is. We know, we know what the flesh can do. And we just, as a person, we have to fight, and we have to ask for forgiveness right away, or just like being mad. Trust me, I get mad, but I cut that short, because I don't want to be caught mad or in a different spirit when God comes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. I shut it down quick. Like, I ain't gonna be mad all day. Not for something that I know I need to, shut it down. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So I'm glad God gave me that. I'm glad God gave me that wisdom to know
Yeah.
to know that. And a lot of things he gave me wisdom to know better now
Yeah.
that I'm older and I've been serving the Lord for quite a while of my life. Not going to say that I go every day like I used to. I used to go every day, and I did every ministry you guys could think of. I've done just every ministry you could think of, and he just gave me that.
Mhm.
I should be going to church at least twice a week, but
Mhm.
I don't.
Yeah.
I used to live by this right here. I don't know if you can see it.
Mhm.
And I said, I'd rather die on my feet than live the rest of my life on my knees,
Yeah,
fighting on my feet. But now I get on my knees and I
that's
pray.
right.
Yeah.
I was going to say, did you turn that around? Because
Right.
it makes a lot more sense being on your knees, right?
Yeah. And I know how I serve, and that makes me feel good, and want to see the best in people and help out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And somebody, because you know what, this world has a lot of bad stuff going on, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
prayer, man, helps out.
You'd be
Lot of prayer.
surprised. I had paid for a person, and I was outside. I was inside Del Taco, and I was in there, and because usually I just go through the drive-through, but I've done this, in the past where I paid for the person in back of me.
Mhm. Oh yeah, pay it forward.
Yeah, so I was off the car, and I never did that, being off the car inside ordering, and I did that, and
Mhm.
I said I'm gonna pay for the guy in back of me. He was
Yeah.
by himself. I don't know. He was by himself, but anyways, I told the guy, and then he goes, okay. So I went on the side, and the guy went and ordered, and it was a good order.
Mhm.
I figured he was by himself, but little did I know, he was taking it home, whatnot. But
Yeah.
I was cool still. I was cool with it. And I did. I paid for his order, and he looked at me like, why? He even asked me like, why? And I said, just to be nice, just to be nice. There's not enough of that in this world today. And he says, you're right.
You know what it says, because we can't get to heaven by good deeds alone, but the things that you do, I do that too. I went to Subway, and I live by the base. So I walked in, and there's two guys there, and I says, you know what, thank you for your service, and I'm gonna buy you some lunch. So I bought him lunch. And then all of a sudden, here comes two other guys there. I said, okay, well, and they heard me, so I said, I'll buy you two lunch too, man. But because I really appreciate the people that put their time for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey Belle, Belle's in the house, you guys.
Hello, Bella. How you doing?
Beautiful Luca wife. Yes.
Oh, Bella.
Shout out.
This is Bella's high signature.
Oh yeah.
She
Okay.
always- no, but you'd be surprised, and even if we didn't know that we paid that, that we showed that person to pay it forward, even if we don't know, then that's okay, because God, he looks, he knows, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But there's too much hate in this world, and it's time to, it's time. If you guys are watching, man, it's time to bless that next person, and even just share a little bit of encouragement, like,
Yeah.
that don't hurt.
Yeah. There's a couple of things I've been picking up and doing lately. And I'm not gonna put it out there or show what I'm doing. Not that I wouldn't, but I don't want to look at me,
Yeah.
But there's a few things that I just started to do to give what I can, I'm working with limited, funds.
And you know what, Jen?
And I feel good about it.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you, and Jen, in-house, you guys, I've always been a giver, and at one point I was like, man, I give all the time, and I never, I said that before.
I know.
And God put me in check and was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Don't think like that. You keep giving and being that cheerful heart giver.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't worry about what you have enough.
Yeah.
You have enough. And if you need, all you got to do is ask.
Mm-hmm.
And I do. And I've always had, you guys, we've never went without.
Praise God.
And,
Yeah.
and I always thank God. And I always, I've always pictured his hand over my house.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just do, because
Mm-hmm.
that's where that's where it's at. And I haven't had, not to say that we haven't ran into problems, but
Mm-hmm.
I know that he's there to fix them for me. And like, I've never had a dad. I'd never known my dad, but I knew that once I started going to church, that's my dad, and that's who I'm going to ask. And that's
Neat. Yes. That's
Oh,
so
yeah.
crazy you said that. That just like hit my heart because I just watched a video. I think Monica has sent me some videos from this same, it's a YouTube channel. But people go on there and they basically tell their testimony. And I was already watching them too. I'm like, man, this is good.
Yeah.
There was a lady on there the other day and she was giving her testimony. And part of her hurt in life was she never knew who her dad was. And her mom just never told her. And it was kind of one of those things for her that it just wasn't talked about. So she was saying how that affected her. And she had like an emptiness in her heart. She went through a lot, like drugs, alcohol, other things in life. And, she came to the Lord. Some stranger on the street, a lady approached her.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing that like touched my heart is towards the end of her testimony, she was like, the Lord had talked to her in a dream and told her, like, I am your father. Mm-hmm. And that's it to me. Like during the time, like right after my dad was killed, like I was struggling bad. Like,
yeah.
I still need my dad,
Yeah.
I still need him. I was like, that part of me was almost like a little kid throwing a fit inside, that's not fair. Yeah. And it's true. Like, I feel like the Lord was like slowly, gently reminding me, I am your father,
Yeah. And what's funny about that is that when I heard that from God, that, he is my father, not a year later, I met my half brothers and they kept in contact with my dad.
Okay.
But so I've never met him, but I did see him at a funeral, and at the funeral, there's people everywhere, right? Mm-hmm. So, but at this funeral, like I had a pathway. It was like a straight pathway to my dad. Mm-hmm. I was standing here and there was a straight pathway to him over there. Like I didn't have to say excuse me to anybody. I could have just walked straight up to him. But I passed that up because the things I've heard about him, he was a very mean man, even to his boys. He had 5 boys and just me. Mm-hmm. So to his boys, he was a very mean man. And they said that he was the clown and everybody was their stage. His how did that saying go?
Like he was in control of everything. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was just like, man, well, I'm his only girl. Like maybe if he knew me, I would change him. But again, that day never came again. And even my husband would say, why do you want him? Like, why would you want to meet him? And you said you'd hug him and squeeze him. And I said, well, yeah, he's my dad. And he goes, but why? He didn't care about you. He's never. So my husband would tell me that stuff and I would be like, yeah, you're right. And so I just let it go. And he passed away last year. Sadly, had a heart attack in the shower. Was by himself.
Yeah.
Just sad way to go. And I was like, wow, I think too, that's why my husband is my companion and that he's been there so long and we've been together so long. Yeah. That we've been through stuff. Like he's been through with things like me being into drugs or me having this or this and this that happened in my life. He's always been there and forgiven me and we've worked through it. So
that's good. That's good. Hey Bella, good to see you. So happy to see you, girl. How are you?
How are you?
Can you hear us?
Good. I'm still in uniform.
Good, yeah. All right. That's right. How was the traffic on the way home?
I was
crazy?
grabbing the chat. I was grabbing. No, I work what I have to do after if I have to stay longer
Oh, okay.
or whatnot. But no, you guys continue what you were saying. I was grabbing things here and there, so keep going.
Yeah.
Go for it.
No, how was that WWE that WWE went to?
That's
Hello?
him.
It was
Like,
My daughter got
That's him.
I gotta show you my daughter's belt that she got for her birthday, man.
There he is. There's the man right there.
Wrestling belt.
Man of the hour.
oh, okay.
WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It was paramount. It was
She got into
paramount.
that. My daughter got into that. Her boyfriend bought her like shirts and stuff, and then he got her this big old belt, and I'm like, what are you gonna do with that? It's like your boxing belt. It's heavy.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's his thing. That's his thing.
I went to it.
Yeah, he was there. I went to Dodger game.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. I bet you guys are. I thought about that the other day when I was like hearing on the news that Dodgers, were starting. I'm like, oh, they're going to be all happy.
Yeah, we're watching it right now. Yeah, no, that's his thing. Unless The Rock is there. Yeah.
You're like, that's the exception. Then I'll be there.
Yeah, because he told me he put, what do you call it? A poll? You put a poll, a post
Of what?
of who's gonna win or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, go vote. I'm like, did you put The Rock as a choice?
No.
There.
Doesn't matter.
Wasn't there.
Doesn't matter. I stayed in that era, and that's where I say. And I did watch the last match on Sunday here because he texted me and said if The Rock's gonna come out, it's gonna be in this match. So I watched the whole thing for nothing.
Oh,
Aw.
But it was a
Was he
good match.
really supposed to come out? Or
Okay, look. He told me to turn it on me.
No.
See?
No, I just want to ask something, guys. And I asked it on the chat earlier, but you guys were talking about the Dalai Lama, right?
Yeah.
And doing his thing, and I put on there that
Oh yeah, he licked somebody, huh?
yeah, some kid. So I put on there that Miguel Cotto, who is pretty much a Hall of Fame boxer,
My baby daddy.
he's Boricua. Now I don't know, how they do things over there and stuff, but he would be kissing his sons on the lips. And there are some cultures where they do kiss, man on the lips. Now, for me personally, that's weird as hell, and I won't, partake in any of that stuff. I don't want anybody kissing me like that, a dude like that. But there are cultures where there is a lot of this kissing and stuff like that. Not to say that what happened there is acceptable, but that's why I was asking the question. Are we over here looking at through our Western eyes? I'm just throwing that out.
I think, yeah. I mean, to a degree. Like, I feel like if he would have stopped at, like, kissing, like, even though I feel kind of weird about it myself, like, if he would have stopped at just kissing the kid, just a peck on the mouth, but once he, like, stuck his tongue out and told the kid, now suck my tongue, I was like, oh, hell no.
yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't know about that. I just saw a picture where his tongue was out. Ew, really?
Yeah. Once I heard that part, I was like, okay. No,
I didn't even think of other cultures. I didn't even think of that part.
Yeah, who sucks each other's tongue that they're not?
No, I've never heard of that.
Ew.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know. But yeah, other cultures they are way more affectionate and like.
No, yeah.
They show, I mean, they greet each other differently. They show affection.
Have we ever heard of that, Jen? Like, come on, kiss my tongue or suck my tongue? Like, how I do that?
I'm trying to think. Has anybody ever sucked my tongue?
Hey, let's keep that private.
What happened else?
You know what I'm saying?
Man, I didn't see. I'm not up on these current events.
Yeah.
Right. That one was.
What about the? Can we talk about the Bud Light thing, or is that not?
Yeah. Go ahead.
The only thing I wanted to bring up is that, because we're talking about other cultures and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
This girl that was like a CEO or something that worked for them.
Yeah.
She thought that putting
Your boyfriend.
a T on the can
Mhm.
would get more sales, right? Because they were not doing too good in sales, I guess. And from what I heard, it backfired on her.
Well,
You know?
yeah.
Who drink it, like we have more
Events.
trans teens than adult people. Like
Mhm.
who how did she think that was going to catch the eye of just kids? I mean,
I mean,
it
Talking
did backfire on her.
Gender on a Budweiser can?
Yeah.
Wow, I never
Bud
heard
Light.
of that.
Yeah, I'm
Bud
looking
Light.
it up.
Yeah.
Who's that?
So basically, there's this person that they sponsored, Dylan Mulvaney, is here's what. Oh, there's a lot that annoyed me, but I'm going to be careful. He also, by the way, got a sponsorship from Tampax, and that blows my mind because
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got an issue about that.
yeah, me too. Yeah.
What can I not say on YouTube?
I know it's
You could say
I know
it.
that's why
I heard that.
that's why
Do you think that you or me or Denise would have, regular everyday women would have gotten a sponsorship just for having a video out there where he pulled out a tampon? It's like, oh, day number, that's his thing. It was like 365 days of being a girl. I don't even think he said a woman. I'm not positive. Pulls out a tampon. Sorry, guys, but this is what happened.
Yeah.
And they contacted him and sponsored him. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I
I think
I don't
I
So
told you.
he is a she because he pulled out a tampon. Okay,
Apparently,
but you don't get a period.
right.
So how do you know? Because let me tell you, periods.
Right.
No, now that I have a problem with.
I was telling
Right?
you
That
that
I have
last
found.
time that my
Yeah.
nephew that's in junior high, they put a Tampax, the one that Tampax that we have in our bathrooms, girl bathrooms, they put in the boys' bathroom. He's like, Auntie, we have so and so in the bathroom. I'm like, what? Why?
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but
Yeah,
it's true. The Bud Light thing, I think their sales are down like 30%,
Oh yeah.
maybe more at this point after sponsoring Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah, it
And
backfired.
Hey, was that why Chris Rock was smashing all that Bud Light or something? That Budweiser?
Yep.
Oh, see, because I really didn't pay them. Wow.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
that's why.
oh, okay.
I don't know if I can say what I think. I don't want Jen to get shut down.
I know.
He said,
Go ahead. It's your
You said enough, but
no. I have a bad mouth, and apparently I was told that YouTube is very sensitive, so I don't want to.
Yeah. We can talk in code somewhat,
well, you could say that's why I said P. That's why I said
right?
Tran, that
Well,
word.
I mean, okay, so as far as that school thing about having the tampon machine or whatever in the boys' bathroom,
Mhm.
so is that because they're gender neutral now, I guess?
That's
So the girls that think they're boys, can go into the boys' bathroom and use stuff? Maybe?
I'm
I
assuming.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's what I didn't want to tell my nephew that, but
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I just trip out on this stuff, like how, I mean, more power to you. Whatever your sexuality, whatever it is, that's on you. Go for it.
Right.
What it is. But when it gets so like, I'm not into politics. I'm not into obviously current events.
Yeah.
If it doesn't affect me personally, then I really don't care. Until it affects me with my paycheck and taxes and stuff, then okay. But since everybody's identifying as certain things, then how come I can't identify as a billionaire and go in and buy a brand new car and not pay because I'm a billionaire and that's how I identify?
Mm-hmm.
So why should you charge me?
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna go and buy a house. Why do I have to give you money if I identify as billionaire? Why do you have to go and check? I'm offended.
Right.
Oh.
I mean,
I
it's
just look at it like that.
pretty much, yeah. It's that. It seems like
I'm
it's
embarrassing him right now.
No, it's like
Embarrassing.
I'm watching TV.
it's that easy to just throw that word out there, offended, and get a pass. But that's the thing. I agree with what you said, Bill. When it comes to something that could take away, and this is what I feel like this is fair, my opinion. When it comes to something that could take away from you know, I don't know how else to say it, but a natural born female woman, maybe, you know, for example, in sports, you know, or sponsorship that a natural born female would and should have gotten. And that's starting to be taken away now.
Yeah.
I mean, where's all the ladies that should be upset by this, right? I mean, I feel like those are sponsorships or games or sports events that women should be allowed to have that opportunity to play against other women or compete with other naturally born women.
Yeah.
Do you think, Jen, that a man that becomes a woman has a better advantage of performing in sports than the woman do? And
It's a scientific fact.
Heck yeah.
Your testosterone, if they have reached the puberty level and their testosterone has kicked in and they haven't started hormone treatments yet, I mean, it's a scientific fact that they are going to have more muscle mass and normally a larger, you know, wingspan, longer legs, more muscular than most women. I mean, I'm sure there's some women that are the exception, but it's not typical.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe that.
There was a comedian, I can't remember who it was, whether it was Dave Chappelle or whatever, and I can't remember, or Cat Williams, I can't remember what comedian it was. He said, can you imagine if stupid LeBron James, he didn't say stupid, I am because I don't like him, if he decided to become a woman and get out of the NBA and go to the WNBA,
Can you imagine?
how that would change the game for all the women.
It would be over. Yeah.
You know?
Man. It's a movie.
It is.
No, that's true.
Yeah, the guy went to go.
I don't know. I forgot a comedian on TikTok, and I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I want to apologize to Cholo Trucker, because I'm saying Cholo T, and now everybody's talking about the T as transgender. I'm not meaning, so don't take it personal on me. It's just a short, Cholo T, all right?
Hey, I'm not taking it personal, Holmes. As a matter of fact, I love you so much, dog. I bought a replica of you.
What is
so
it?
Now you and I can kick it all the time. There's your twin right there, dog.
You can't see it, right?
Hey, he's a handsome looking vato right there, eh? You know, no, for real, Cholo T. Hey, I didn't think about that. I said, maybe Cholo Trucker thinks I'm calling a trans or something. It says, so hey, I apologize to that. Apologize.
You can keep on fantasizing, dog.
He's like, all right.
What is this one say?
This is
I have no idea how this works.
I know.
Hey, do you guys hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you guys hear?
Okay, all right.
I think it's like a little bit delayed.
Man, you need to get a camera that has a filter. You see how shiny this is? Oh my God.
I know, I'm gonna get one too.
Just out of work and just.
You look good.
No, I have crazy opinions on everything. I'd probably get banned on everything, so I just stay quiet.
But it's good to have an opinion, you know, and it's true. Like I feel that way a lot too. Like, damn, how much can I really share? And it's hard because you don't know what you can share on YouTube, and sometimes it changes from day to day.
I mean, the problem with me is I really don't care.
Yeah,
I really don't care. I'll just say it, and if you like it, then don't like it. You know, it's my opinion.
It's your opinion.
That's why I think people never meant for me.
Yeah, but I think
that's why whoever follows me like on Instagram and stuff, you see all the stuff I post. It's all crazy.
That's authentic though.
And you have to remind people that, because people take it like, oh, you know, she said this, and it's like, I'm giving you my opinion. Like that's what you know, that's. And
I'll be like, yeah, I said that. You want me to write it down for you?
Yeah.
Right.
I'll text it to you.
Yeah. We're all entitled to our opinions, and I feel like even like just sharing what I shared, I would hope nobody takes offense to that, but if they did, it's just my opinion, and I'm sure other people haven't too. It's never my intention to hurt anyone or say anything out of hate. It's just it is what it is.
Yeah.
Did you guys see?
Unfortunately, people are sensitive now.
I know.
Yeah.
It is. There was I forget what news station it was on, but this was crazy. There was a nurse who, like at the beginning of the, pandemic or whatever, they had her go on live TV and get her vax during live TV.
Oh, wow.
So I think I vaguely remembered it, but they had her on an interview last night. And the reason why is because when she had gone on TV and got that, they had her stand up and talk like at the little podium at the hospital she worked at. And she passed out, like she was out. And unfortunately, it was on live TV, right? So everybody was like, oh my gosh, that's why, it happened because of that.
Yeah.
But this whole time, there's been a rumor that she's been dead this whole last 2 years.
What?
Yeah. And the hospital she worked at wouldn't let her speak out. So she finally, after leaving that job, she was able to speak out. She went on this interview and she's like, I'm alive, you guys. Like, I can speak out now. I couldn't before because I guess in her contract, they told her, no, you can't speak, just stay quiet.
Yeah.
But people were still convinced and saying like, no, she's dead. They had like memorial videos made of her.
Dang.
And they would not accept the fact that she's alive, even though she's right there in the camera, like, here I am. And they're like, no, this is fake. They have a fake person. And I was just like, that's wild how a rumor started from that. And for 2 years, she's been trying to be like, I'm alive, you guys. That is not true. And then it comes out, I guess she has some kind of condition where she like has low blood sugar, I think. So she passes out sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, that was probably dumb to choose her to be the one to go on live TV.
Yeah.
Because she passed out and it did look bad. It looked.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Some with the hyper whatever thing.
Hypoglycemia. It's low
That
blood
was
sugar, and it's the opposite of diabetes. So a lot of people that are hypoglycemic tend to carry like glucose tablets or even like a little candy or something. Because when they start, sometimes they don't feel it. Sometimes they don't feel their blood sugar is dropping. And some people I noticed get dogs that can sense it.
Okay.
That can sense it. That hypoglycemia, epilepsy, because people have seizures and stuff, to help them. Like, hey, the dogs will alert them. Like, relax, and stuff like that. And it can be dangerous because you can pass out. And I mean, you can pass out. Where are you falling? If you just fall just like that, I mean, you can hurt yourself.
Right.
So it is
That's very true. I'm a hypoglycemic, a diabetic, but it's when my blood sugar goes low is what I got to be careful for. It's never really high, but it goes low, so I got to eat real stuff all through the day to keep it at like an even kill,
Do you take medication to
No medication at all, man.
Oh, okay.
No. I just try to control my eating, I don't eat big quantities at once no more. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. That's cool though with those dogs. Like, I wonder how. I mean, it's got to be just something naturally in them. I've seen videos of those dogs, like when someone's about to have a seizure and they go up to them and like lean against them. Like, how do they know? Their instincts just.
Yeah, I don't know how the training goes, but I think it's mostly people that like live alone, because it's like that they pass out and it can be detrimental eventually if it's not treated. Or especially seizures. If you have a seizure by yourself,
Yeah.
it's scary.
That's a scary thing to see too. I will never forget. I saw my brother have a grand mal seizure, and that was terrifying to see that. I can imagine like little kids having to see their parents go through that or something. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Hey, this is my first time with Bella and Cholo Trucker on.
I know.
Me too.
I'm over here.
I'm shy.
No grouch.
Right.
Sounds like a grouch right now.
He's watching the game.
He's always the devil's advocate on here, though.
Because we're losing. That's why he has a.
We are losing.
We're losing against the stupid Giants. But for all the girls, I'm a huge Dodger fan. But the manager for the Giants, holy crap. Pretty hot.
Really?
Pretty hot. He's in
It's
the
Gabe Kapler, I think it is.
Kapler. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
Too bad he's up there. He's in the wrong uniform. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Come on,
Yeah, he's fans of the wrong team, but it's
Right.
Isn't he on the Angels? Kepler?
no, that's the Giants. The Giants manager,
Oh, the
Cap-
Giants. one.
Kapler.
Kapler.
Well, I'm thinking of Kepler. Who am I
Kepler.
thinking of?
I've posted him a few times.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So Selena's report says, ask Cholo if he has Garcia or Davis winning.
Come on, dog. Come on, man. Hey, so we're
Here we go.
okay.
Here
So
we go.
we're doing this big, right? Okay, so we're gonna be in Nevada for the fight. We're not going there to the fight, but we will be there with Bobby Garcia, and we're renting a nice big Airbnb, and it's gonna be a nice big party. We're gonna have a big viewing party, and man, Tank. I mean, Ryan has to win. Like this is.
I'm keeping my comments to myself completely.
Here's what I'm gonna say on that fight. By the way, shout out Los Tres Chingones Boxing on YouTube.
Yes.
I really, really, really want Ryan to win, but I think Tank is gonna win.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I think Tank is gonna win, man. But
I have to agree with you, Cholo Trucker. I agree. Tank's a beast, you know. But Ryan Garcia, he's pretty fast, you know. But I think Tank's got a big head, man. I think he could absorb a lot of punches, bro. He's got a big head more than normal, man. So
yeah, so we're gonna be out there for the fight, man. We're staying in Henderson. We got a nice big Airbnb.
I'll be at the casino.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yes.
listen, there's a pool there. I'm gonna be in the pool with a cigar and a drink in my hand. I really spoiled
And I'll be
myself, man, big time, man.
That'll be
So,
at the table.
but that's what I got.
Yeah,
What
got it
is the
started.
Uh,
I saw your what?
what do you play, Bill, when you go to the casino?
Mainly slots. But I was learning when we went on the cruise. I was learning this, and I can't remember. I don't know what it's called. A couple different table games. I don't know. I got the hang of it. It's not poker.
Okay.
2 cards something.
Blackjack? No, not blackjack.
2 cards something.
Texas Hold'em?
Maybe.
Oh, wait, what? 2
Hold on,
cards?
yeah.
Is it 2 card or 3 card? I don't remember. And I was sober on this damn cruise. Do you think I'd remember? But I don't know. It was easy. I got the hang of it. So if I see it, I'll know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was like kind of
If anybody
it's
knows.
easier to win than to lose, I guess.
Oh,
Or whatever.
okay.
You're playing the dealer. You're not playing each other.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
But it was cool. It was cool. So that's why I told him, I do want to play. So while he's getting everything, whatever boxing ready stuff, then I'll be back.
Right?
Los Tres Chingones Boxing. Check us out on YouTube
Yeah.
for all the boxing
Check
fans.
them out, you guys.
Pin it on there.
That's where you're gonna find all the boxing news.
Yeah, they
well,
do.
Jimmy and Denise and Cholo
If you guys
Trucker,
want to
Bella.
hear him speak Spanish,
En español.
Very
Cada
good.
miércoles a las 7.
ay, güey.
Hey, I'm gonna say good night to all of you guys right now. I got a
Okay.
couple got to answer right now, so you guys have a blessed night. And until next time,
Yes.
Good night.
Thank you for being here, House.
Good night, House.
good night,
That's
guys.
We got your replacement right here, dog.
Hey, you got jokes that says, hey, Cholo Trucker, come here.
She
Wanna
said,
see your
he said, come here. Yeah. He said, come here.
Hey, Cholo Trucker, I still have love for you, carnal. No worries about you. No matter what anybody says about you, I still have love for you, man. No matter if you put your head on gun and shoulder, I still love you, homie.
Hey, dog. Hey, man. I know you're trying to give me that Dalai Lama love, Holmes, but you know what? You could always fantasize, carnal. You can always fantasize.
Oh,
But I got that love for you too, brother.
All right, carnal.
Put your
Hey,
tongue out.
you know I'm messing with you, right?
No, I'll give you a kiss right now.
There you go. See?
See, now that's too far. See, you don't.
You didn't see any tongues.
Nah, I love you, big dog.
All right. You guys have a good night, man. Blessings. Man.
Good night.
God bless.
House. That's right, Wes Carson. I'm watching Cholo's TV show channel. Pretty cool. That's good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's supposed to have me more on that channel, and I think I only been on there one time.
Oh yeah, we gotta go live again.
Hey, we're lucky we got you right now. Shoot.
Definitely. I know. I feel so blessed right now. Lucky.
I was like, how do you do this? I'm like, how do you do this? I
Right?
was gonna text you, drop the link. Drop the
No. Shoot the link. You know what? When you're talking about the casino, I remember the first, because my grandma loved, like, Circus was her thing in Reno. That was her little spot. And she used to do good because they would send her little offers for a free room for like 2 nights, 3 days. And
Hey, you get those perks when you play.
yeah,
That's gonna be me. I'm gonna be them old little ladies at the casino, like, a ver, llévame al casino, you know, just like,
right? Let me do it.
just park me.
My
Yeah.
friend, same way. Like she hit me up
It was
2
fun.
times. 2 times on Friday. Well, not 2 times on Friday, but 2 times on a Friday. She's like, "Mom, let's go." I'm like, "Go where?" She goes, to Vegas," and I'm like, "I ain't going to Vegas right now. Like you should have told me last weekend. I would have went." You know,
Like
and she's
I've even in my 20s and early 30s, I was never a Vegas club scene. Like never. One, it's too expensive unless you find someone that's gonna buy you drinks all night. Forget it.
yeah.
You're in line too long. It's even if you have like hookup and stuff. Nah, I'd rather play.
Hmm.
I'd rather play, and I mean I don't drink now, but I get free drinks while I'm playing.
Yeah.
You know, but now I'm gonna sound old. You guys play bingo?
No.
I've
Have you
never
played bingo?
played
Bingo is so
bingo.
fun.
Is it?
It's so fun, and you can win a lot of money. Let me tell you. But be careful with them viejitas, man.
Yes. Hey, I know that only because my
My mom.
suegra is one of she was
They
running
be having
on
their
everyone.
table.
Yeah.
If
Watch
you win, do you kick down like your people like on the side of you or whatnot?
If I was supposed to, I never did.
My mom used to give the lady a cracker and the lady to the right of her.
It was pretty. I don't know how they do that. They'll have all their cards on the table, and they're just like,
Oh yeah.
I don't think I'm like mentally.
What you say?
Yeah. I don't think I'd be able to follow all that. Like,
Yeah. My mom not no more.
and they come ready. They got their bags. They have their whole table set up, cushions for their chair.
That was
They're
my mom. She carried her backpack, her
snacks, everything. I was like, damn. But
that's
you can
my
win
mom even went to bingo to get dropped off because she couldn't drive no more. And then finally, when she stopped going to bingo, is when she couldn't see anymore. She was like, "I can't see no more."
Like, yeah, that's what
stopped her.
Yeah.
that it's fun. It's fun. I just always like to play. I'm not a huge gambler, like betting on sports and stuff like that. I'm too emotional. I can't do that.
Yeah. So,
I can't bet against my team. I don't care if I know they're gonna lose.
Loyal.
I can't bet against my team. Even the fantasy football team, because you can get pretty good money
Yeah.
off of that. And Denise, I'm sorry, but I hate Dallas Cowboys, and so I can't stand them.
Well, I hate the Steelers.
Like, I just gotta tell you this while we're
I
here.
can't stand them. And sometimes they're when I first was trying to figure out what fantasy football was. Oh yeah, I got Brady, and I got this. Oh hell no! And one of his homeboys was like, "We need one more person," and then we went to a party, right? Fantasy football party.
Yeah.
And everyone's picking their players. They're like, we need one more person. And they're like, you let Belle do it. And I go, I want all the Steelers. And he looked at him. He goes, let her play. Let her play. Yeah, because I would have lost. Yeah. And he's like, no. Junior ended up playing. But I mean, I'm like, I'm not going to pick other teams.
Right.
You know, I get it. It's not the concept. You have to go by the odds. And I'm too emotional. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going there.
Yeah. No. Horses, okay. But no, sports, I know I'm gonna get smashed, and no, I won't.
I mean, if I'm watching a Charger and a Rams, even though my husband loves Rams, I'm gonna go for Chargers because that was my brother, and God rest his soul, that was his team, and I'm like, no, I'm going for the Chargers. You know, if they're not playing against my team, I'm like, sorry, bro, but I want my team to win.
Yeah, I always want my team to win. And then there's good games that I'll watch. I mean, when it comes to playoffs, everybody obviously has their team, like who they want to win.
Right.
You know, I mainly go, when it comes to football, I go with who I don't want to win first. If that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm getting on a whole different subject. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's my husband too. He's an underdog. And when we had the Cowboys playing the 49ers on that one that just passed, we
Mhm.
my nephew's wife's a 49er, and my little nephew that I adore so much she got him the 49ers too. But we're sitting here watching it together, and he's patting me on the shoulders, and he's like,
Yeah,
like it's okay, no. It's okay.
I just want to say something to everybody on the chat. Who would have thought you would have had sports talk with 3 ladies on?
I know, right? Check us out.
That's me. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Right.
Like my granddaughter. Okay, my granddaughter.
Yeah.
Her mom is a big Cincinnati Bengal fan. So me, her, and her brother have always fought over the years. And now I'm sure you guys have seen pictures if you follow me on Instagram. There's been some pictures of this child in Bengal crap. I'm sorry.
You're like, take that off of her.
And I'm like, God. I'm like, you know what? It's okay.
Yeah.
Because he has a jersey that belonged to Junior, that's Steeler jersey from, I don't know what, probably 20 years ago. What am I talking about? 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Baby's going to be wearing that jersey.
I knew you were thinking that. Like, you're just waiting for the day, huh? Pretty
Because
soon.
she couldn't fit it this season. So this coming season, she'll fit it. I'm going to take a picture. Am I going to post it? No, I won't disrespect. But I may have a picture in the living room. So
that is so funny.
Because my son's a Raider fan.
I had my nephew, that baby. I had my nephew. Well, he's 10 now, but I had him with me, and we were just traveling around, and I took him to the thrift store, and I found a little baby jersey, and I threw it over his. I didn't buy it because I knew, she was. Well, at that point, he was a Saint. He was a Saints fan, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna throw it over him, take a picture, right? So I did. He's sitting in the basket, and I took a picture of him, and I had it for a long time, and I said, I'm gonna send it to her because now she's pissing me off. I was like, no, don't send her that picture. And I said, I am. And I shot her that picture. She's like, what the F?
I do have a picture.
He's a baby. I can
He's the baby. She was what, like 3 months old, 4 months old? And he has the terrible towel over her baby pajamas.
Oh, perfect.
We watched the game together. So I was like, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to take her to Cincinnati. We might take her to Pittsburgh. So
I'm sure. I can see that going to happen.
Yeah.
Vince says, hi, Belle.
Hola.
No, that's funny, man.
Sorry, I don't know how to read and talk and do all this at the same time.
I know. So I was like, let me check this out real quick.
I can do it at work. YouTube is a foreign country to me. I don't know.
It's a whole different game, huh?
Yeah.
It is. I never know what to do. Like, even right now, you say put the thumbs up, right? So
yeah.
How do I? I'm on my phone, and I go, hey, how do I do that? How do I?
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, man, I'm like, help, and I told him because it's like I'm gonna announce it. I noticed on IG, I see Cholo Trucker, and I'm like, I go, did you activate your account again? Yeah, because it's like, look at see, he's hot. If you guys are watching the Dodger game, or turn it on so you can see the captain guy. Anyway, so. I was like, did you? And then right now he goes, how do people know that I'm on Instagram? Which I didn't even put it. I didn't announce it. I got these people following me. Like, I didn't even know. So I had to explain. I'm like, well, it comes up on our feed, so he has no idea. So then I was like, yeah. And I'm like, I try to log in. I was like, he changed the password. It's a new one. He created a new one.
Oh, okay.
I try to log in, and I was like, how come I can't log in? And that's all. Like, did you activate it, or someone messing with your name and stuff? Because
that happens all the time too.
Yeah.
I had someone.
So now that that's announced, I'm still over here messing with Conejo. See?
I would have taken that to a complete another level, but I'll shut up. I will shut up.
I'm only back on IG for communication, so there's really not going to be anything posted on there. So
I'm the one that would post
follow
me.
Anyway. Yeah, she would be the one running it on the old IG. So if you think you're going to be seeing a lot of footage and everything, you're not.
You never.
Right there, you guys go.
You never know.
No.
Maybe I'll be like, here, just post one thing and it'll be okay.
I mean, I'm gonna have to post something so people know it's me and not a made up.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait a minute. I go, did you activate again? Because what's going on here?
That's
you don't know about them trolls, man.
telling you. I married one and I still don't know.
Troll.
Oh, I thought you said cholos.
I was like, what?
What?
See, I don't know that. I don't know the term. Okay, see,
Uh,
I don't belong on YouTube. I'm telling you, I don't,
I love it. I love
I
it.
do not belong on YouTube. Let's
You're
mess it all up. So
super real. I had last week. That's what I was gonna say. Somebody had, because you do get weird people. Like someone shot me something like, "Do you want to give $5,000 right now?"
hell yeah.
Yeah, I was like thinking, yeah, but it's like answer this question. What starts with, I forget what it was, S and ends with E. But I remember seeing, I forget who it was now, another YouTuber, like probably over a year ago. But he put it out there, and I remember he said somebody asked a question like that on IG in the DMs, and it somehow gave that person access to his account, and they like completely took over his IG.
Oh,
Or like, yeah, we're able to hack into all of his stuff. So I was like, as much as I would love to
Well,
win
if you-
5,000, nah.
If you guys ever see anything of me saying, "Do you guys want to make some money or do you want some money?" Just know it's
Yeah.
not me, because I'm the first one to jump on money and I'll say anything. So
Right. Good point, because that's the ones you know are fake. Like when it's always someone that's saying, "Hey, let me talk to you for a minute about Cash App or Bitcoin."
let me help you out.
Yeah.
And it's a trip. I got one of those the other day. It was like, because I put one up of my puppy that passed away. I put a picture up, and right away I got a message saying if I wanted to put his pictures on some page,
Yeah.
it'll cost me such and such. And I'm like, no. How did they
Right.
see that so fast? Like, who's?
They
That would have got me
follow-
mad.
Yeah, they follow like
Dare you.
you know, animal accounts or people, you know. I've
I don't
got
even put no
those-
hashtags on there. I don't put hashtags really on my stuff.
I
So
don't know.
I was tripping like, what?
You're like, no,
Yeah, I
thank
don't do that
you.
either. Well, if I do, it's like something random.
How's Cholo doing with the doggies?
He doesn't like them.
Still? God damn. You think they'd be attached to him?
No, they're my dogs.
Your
I know,
baby.
but
They have a lot of energy, right? That breed. I remember
Extremely.
reading that.
yeah.
Extremely. And I'm like, he tells me to take him to the dog park, but I'm actually nervous about it because
Don't.
I don't take them around people. When I walk them before people get up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would not take them to the dog park. Like,
I don't know how they'll react, you know, and
it's not even
Tommy's
that. It's
not
other dogs too. It's other
yeah,
dogs.
Tommy's
and,
not fixed, so I don't want him to go and start trying to hump somebody, you know.
Yeah,
That's
right?
one.
Yeah.
The other
No,
one's
that's probably
antisocial.
the first thing they'll do. But my
Yeah.
daughter has a trainer for her dog, and I've learned so much since my papa's been gone. I've learned so much off her and her dog. It's like she puts on like these belts, you know, these vests that say "Don't touch me." I'm like, what do you mean, don't touch you? There's a
Yeah.
freaking dog. And
Mhm.
she's like, no, mom, I don't want nobody touching him. I don't want people to come up and think that they could just touch him, you know, like
Yeah, you know, and that's
No.
me. If I see
Yeah.
a dog, I want to touch it.
Yeah.
I do. I'm guilty of that.
and
You
you'd be
know.
surprised. Like I walk in her house and she's like, don't acknowledge him, don't look at him, don't. And I'm like, I want to freaking pet him. She goes,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
not until I say. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Well, I call him Robot Dog, and I'm just like, I
Sounds
don't
like
even go over there no more because I just want to hug him, and he's so cute and
love
lovely.
on him. Yeah.
See, because I would always see, because I some of you guys have seen, I'll walk
Mhm.
them at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I would think, because no one's out,
Mhm.
no one's out, but I'm like, okay. First, I don't like, you know, there are some people that are out, and they're not going to work. You know, the
Mhm.
earlier I go, the more it's like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay. I wonder. I used to think, I'm like, I would wonder. First of all, I don't think anybody would come up to me or try to approach me with two big dogs.
Right.
But if something were to happen, God forbid,
Mhm.
I'm like, I wonder if they would protect me. I wonder if they would go off,
Yeah.
you know, or see. But it's funny because they sense things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They do sense, like their
Mhm.
bark changes. And now that they're
Okay.
getting bigger, it's a different bark.
And you recognize that difference, right? Like,
Because he
Yeah.
talks a lot. He does talk a lot and you know, all that.
Mhm.
She's more quiet, but his bark changes to, like, you know, when you do those voiceovers for animals, which is
Yeah.
hilarious. it turns gangster.
Yeah.
You know, it does. It does change. Like if someone's in the alley or something, that's like, you know, it does change.
No.
You know, so I'm like, okay, like they won't let people in. They do know, you know, like obviously the kids, some of our friends, you know, that may not come around a lot, but they'll come in and they let them come in, you know, because they came in before. But even one time I had my son's dad come for I forgot what, and he walked up to the gate and they barked at him. And even with me standing there.
Yeah.
With me standing there, they barked at him. You know, so I was like, okay, good. Get alone.
Yeah.
And even though I'm right there, you know, until I'm like, knock it off, stop. Well, but they still barked at him. So I'm like, okay.
That's good.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I don't want them to say, hey, come on in, you know, but
right. No,
Hi,
that's
Mr.
good.
Oldies. Hi, Mac.
Mr. Oldie.
No, but you guys, like for reals, don't take your dogs to the dog park. And I don't know exactly why yet, but I'm telling you that her trainer was like, don't ever take your dog to the dog park. And I'm like, I used to, but I had mine fixed, right? But I used to take him and he would run all over. But you know what? I found that I remember that he used to just go by himself. He didn't play with all the dogs. He would go off way out there by himself and but I don't know exactly why you shouldn't take your dogs to the dog park. I mean, besides, you know, yeah, they might get frisky or with another dog, whatnot, but
I don't want to fight either, you know.
That too. There's
I
other
saw
dogs.
a video on TikTok. I don't know if you guys seen that one where it turned into almost like a big old brawl at a dog park.
Oh, that scares me.
Yeah. And it was over this one
that
lady.
would make me sad.
She took her no, it's the people acting stupid, not even the dogs. The lady took her big dog into the small dog area. Her dog, he wasn't well behaved. He was snapping at all the little dogs. And then all the people just started flipping out on each other. And I'm like, man, the dogs were better behaved than the people were.
You put on there?
Yeah, that could happen. You know, then there's, like you said, I had a German Shepherd at my park, and I was like, he snapped at my papa, and I was like, oh, hell no. That was it. That was the end of that.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't trying
to. My dogs are very strong. I took them to my compadre's house on Saturday for a little bit. They have 3 dogs, but I told them, lock them up because I don't know how they're going to react.
Right.
And the one that I thought was really going to bark, but I mean, there was a gate in between. He didn't bark at all. He was just kind of, hey, you know, but, and then mine was crying, you know, but they didn't interact like, I don't know, I'm scared.
Yeah.
Fight.
Yeah, because your dog will sense you're scared, you're frightened, you know, self.
Yeah, they can sense that.
And then feed off that, you know.
Yeah, but, that's why I was like, no. I'm like,
I miss my papa so much, and I had a moment yesterday, and my daughter was like, "Just get a puppy, mom. Just get another dog." And I'm like, "No, I don't want another. I don't because he was like my first baby. Like I've had one dog before, but it was all of our, you know, we all took care of him. This one was my baby, and when he passed, like I can't. I'm like, nope.
That's what they say. Like when you had him for a long time.
He lived 5 years.
They say like, oh, you know, one passes like to get another one, and I know that because of my Nino got dogs. We were young, and he always get them in 2s. And they bought a house. They got 2 dogs, and had them for years. And then, you know, they got older. They passed away, and it's like, okay, that's it, no more. But then it's like, you know, let's get a puppy. Let's just get a puppy. You know, and well, now, I mean, my Nino, you know, he passed away a few years ago with my Thea too. But the same house is now on, I believe, the 3rd set of dogs within 34 years.
Wow.
You know, so now this is the 3rd set of dogs.
Yeah.
You know, and they're just there. It's you know,
and I'm not good with humans passing away, and I didn't think that I would have my papa just for 5 years, you know.
Yeah.
We have this one right here, my daughter's red nose, and he is going to be 7 Well, he just turned 7 or 6 in December, but yeah, I think he's 6. So but to have like a puppy like that, and he was a baby. I'm telling you, he didn't grow up because I just treated him so much like a little human baby. I don't have grandkids. I don't see them in my near future, but I treated him just like he was a baby. And when I'd leave the house to go shopping and stuff, he would cry, literally cry, and sit at the gate until I got home. My daughters would film him, and I'm like, oh my God, like, really? He's like that? But he slept with me and everything, the whole nine. Just like babied him so much.
Yeah.
You get attached to them as they get attached to you, you know?
May I intervene?
Intervene. Go ahead.
I know you said like you can't get another dog. What about a different type of animal?
My daughter just told me that too last night.
You keep on going with just another type of dog or another dog. What about getting yourself a parrot or a snake or
a snake?
I know. I'm just
get a snake.
You know what?
I'm different animals, but just a different type of animal though.
Yeah. She was telling me get a turtle because we went to this place and we seen these huge ass turtles. And then she said, get a bird. She was telling me to get a bird last night. And I said, I don't want no damn bird. Like, I don't want to
teach you how to cuss.
Yeah, get an emu.
What is even a small dog going to do for me, Cholo? Like, no.
Be a lap dog.
If you want a pit bull dog or something that's going to, protect me. Or let me know there's somebody outside. Because this one right here, I don't know if you guys heard him bark earlier, but I opened the screen and that was the wrong thing to do. But right now, it's all heads up to look out.
American Top Gunner says, get a horse.
Jen, hook her up with an emu.
I know where I can get you one, Denise.
Emo. Is that monster?
Yeah, it's stupid.
I can't believe these people.
No sense.
Like my daughter's friend, every time I go to her house to drop her off, somebody by her house has an emu. That damn thing looks so scary. It just faces the fence line, just mad dogging you the whole time you pass by. This thing looks like he's pissed off all the time. I think he's more scary than a dog would be, honestly.
They'd be protecting you. Better catch it.
Right?
Oh no! I was rooting for the wrong team right now. Crap.
Well,
I got cross-eyed right now.
You're like, who's that?
Yeah. I'm all like, you better catch it. It was a stupid Giants. See
How?
See when I'm not paying attention.
They're hungry, so I guess I better get off. They're like, Mom, are you almost done? We want Chinese food.
Holy crap! I just remember I'm boiling potatoes. Oh shit!
Oh. Thank you, Belle. It's so good to have you.
All right, I'll finish up, I guess.
That was fun. We're gonna have to do that again.
Yeah.
So you're watching. All right. Hopefully your Dodgers win. Then I don't want to piss off the Giants fans, but
what's the score?
It's 2-0 for the Giants right now.
Nothing. What inning?
I think they just finished the 4th.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So still got a lot of game left. But
what do you have going on next, brother? Anything coming up?
I'll be doing a live probably later this month on Cholo Trucker and explaining why I haven't been on that channel, why I stepped away from that channel for a while. I haven't stepped away from YouTube. I've been very active on all my other YouTube channels, but not on that one. If you guys don't know, I stepped away from that channel about 5 weeks ago, and I haven't dropped anything, just a community post here and there. But I will be having a live probably later on this month and explaining what's going on.
Okay.
Cholo has 2 cats.
Looking forward to that. Okay. But they can find you on your channel, Mas. They can find you on.
They could, we could. You could find me on Mas Movie, which is it stands for movies and shows.
Yeah.
You can find me on Los Tres Chingones Boxing. You can find me on Wrestling Rehab. Got another one, Pick 6, which is football. The channel is up, but there's nothing on there yet. We're waiting for the football season to start, so we're gonna wait for that. So yeah, I'm still active on YouTube. It's just my main channel, Cholo Trucker, I stepped away, but I will be doing a live. I don't know, 2-3 weeks, letting everybody know why I decided to step away. But I am going to be coming back. So.
Right on.
Sounds good. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. Thank you everyone in the chat. This was fun. This was good. I even have a topic saved for next week. So
Nice.
it's gonna be a good.
Hey, you guys don't forget to thank Conejo.
Yes.
Yeah, just don't be kissing with no tongue. Shit.
Yeah.
Don't no none of that stuff.
He looks good, doesn't he?
All right, you guys have a good night. Thank
All right,
you.
sister.
Good night.
Bye, Joe.
Yo, good night.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Don't you can burn her papas.
No, they didn't burn. Thank God I had them on low. I completely forgot.
Okay, because the people want to know.
No, I didn't burn them.
Oh, yeah, they're asking. Yeah.
The Papa
No, I'll be eating some good papas. Heck yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Guys.
Good night.